Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a financial mediator and business valuation expert in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm speaking today with Michael Koeppel, and we've been doing a series about various valuation issues. Michael has actually been working for 30 years in various technology firms, manufacturing, service organizations, valuing firms, and also financing them in the startup area. He actually owns Lakelet Advisory Group located in New York. But what is currently happening, or what should people be mindful of, and how does that impact their estate planning?
Yeah, this is a key year as it pertains to estate planning because there's some sunset provisions in the federal law and the Internal Revenue Service law they're going to take into effect. That's going to happen at the end of this year, December 31st of 2025, and you need to take a look at that and plan for it. You need to start getting the business valuation things. Do not wait later in the year because all the reputable estate attorneys and state are going to be extremely busy, and you got to do the planning now. The foundation is the business valuation, and things aren't going to change. You're not going to have another year end between now and then. So this is the time to jump on that bandwagon. And also, if you do the financial planning now, early in this year, you can clean up a couple of things, as we talked about before, and they'll add significant value. So when you do the next round on December 31st of 2025, your value can go up significantly as a result of that and for the planning. Always think of this as insurance. You can't kick the can down the road. Sooner or later, you've got to pay for it. And you don't want your heirs to be worried about all this stuff because you already put it in a package, do it properly, whether it's over or under the limit of the Internal Revenue Service, but at least be able to provide them with the business valuation. And you got to prove to them that it's under. You can't just go to the IRS later on, and heaven forbid, in the case study, someone passed, and you can't say, well, it was only worth $8 million, not $16 million. Well, tell us, how did you get that number? We have to go back and reinvent the wheel. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's not the easy part of the process, and it's very painful and becomes much more expensive.
No, I completely agree. And I have actually had some situations where the business owner did pass and they were in the midst of estate planning and it had to move directly to probate. And in some situations that I've dealt with, it wasn't as painful a process as it probably could have been. But you won't know, and your heirs won't know. And it's still like a time process, like going into probate, proving out the assets, and then getting it out. It's kind of like things are stuck in that process.
Yes. And you're right, Melissa, and it's an extremely lengthy process.
It's lengthy, and you're basically tying up all your assets so that people can't really touch them, especially if you're giving to multiple heirs. I think the biggest thing that happens in some of the gifting is an owner will gift equally to 4 children and not really understanding that, one of them is the CEO of the company and the other 3 are just kind of family members, so understanding how, and it does kind of require a team in these situations. I would say it's usually your attorney, your accountant, and your business valuation expert kind of coming together and looking at this from all of the different aspects. Can you have one person? Sure. But I think that you're then operating kind of in a funnel, and you need to understand the legal ramifications. Sometimes the lawyers filing these tax returns, sometimes the accountants filing the tax returns, but they have understanding of their space, and then the valuator understands what are the creativity in the estate planning. So the creativity should be in the plan, not necessarily in the value.
No, that's very important. And it takes a team collaborating with the client to make sure everything's done. Very rare now, even with the especially now with the IRS requiring that the business valuator be independent, accredited, and experienced. You need a team of people and to work with the client. And I might add, maybe we don't want to deep dive into too much of it, but it's an extremely complicated and complex matter, and it really has to be turned over to professionals who've done this before. And the IRS is recognizing this, as are most the attorneys, realizing, look, I got to get somebody, or you got to get the client, you need to get somebody who can get an independent accredited appraisal for this valuation.